What's up, guys? So I didn't plan to do a video today, but what I do have is basically some information to tell you, as well as give you the stream highlights. So as far as I know, this Wheel of Fortune is kind of an exploit at this point. I have heard from a lot of people that they're getting Itachi, and it's basically very easy to get him. The only downside to a Wheel of Fortune is you have to spend ingots for the voucher tickets, so you can't spend coupons whatsoever. But, I decided to give it a test. You guys know how terrible my luck is. So I figured if I was going to get Itachi, then there's definitely an exploit. So from the first 10, we got Itachi. Second 10, we got Itachi again. Now, the way this was basically heard from is some server was getting Itachis left and right. Then people told me just everyone's basically spending like, $10, $20 to get themselves a 5-star Itachi. So I figured why not keep trying. And, I ended up doing 40 vouchers in total. And in the last 20, for the 30, or for this 10, I didn't get Itachi fragments at all. So I got Itachi fragments 2 out of 30, or 3 multis, you could say. And then on the 4th multi, I ended up getting 2 Itachis in it. So it's a very high chance to get Itachi, but at the same time, you do realize it is pretty much luck-based. So you might not be able to get Itachi. It's all really depends, but I believe it's a very high chance to get Itachi, so you might as well risk it. I only spent 800 ingots, and I managed to get myself like 320 Itachi fragments in total. I already had 60 saved up. Now, I'm not recruiting him just because I'm going to be doing the Kage Treasure Seal Scrolls I have saved up when it comes out. And this way, he's a regular rare ninja to pull from there. So I'll probably recruit him from the Kage Treasure and then just upgrade him to 5-star straight away. So he's going to be sitting like that in pretty much my ninja collection for a while. Now I was doing summoning seal scrolls because I got a few from the Wheel of Fortune and you had to basically use them up. Now this part wasn't really that lucky, I could say, because it's to an extent. Alright, I had done at least 40 summoning scrolls maybe in the last 2 weeks. So I already was like, okay, I'm gonna be coming up for a rare really soon. The only downside was I was scared I was gonna get a duplicate, but I managed to get Cat God Fukurokumaru himself, so I was very happy about that. I have a lot of summons. I only was missing 5 before this, and then now since I got the cat, all I need is 4 more. So it's a great thing. I definitely on the stream yesterday, you guys will see my initial reaction. Then the problem was, I didn't know that the audio was one-sided. I was in the Discord the whole time talking with my friends, so you couldn't hear that audio until literally like the last 20 minutes of the stream. And it just never occurred to me because when I record ninja exams, I put it all to my desktop audio and on my headphones, and I completely forgot to swap that. So I'm gonna have to go through that, but yeah, it was pretty good. Finally felt lucky for once in this game after all the RNG boxes and stuff I've been through. And definitely not getting a duplicate from the summoning treasure. I was really worried I could have gotten a Dog of Hell. That would have been definitely a very bad feeling for me because I spent 30k points for that a while ago, and it would have been a terrible feeling if I actually did get him. But, moving on to the last thing I wanted to talk about. So it's not going to be a long video today. It's going to be actually a short video just because I have nothing planned. As far as ninja exam goes, I'm still on 118, trying to do 119, trying to finish that. But we have ourselves the merge information. So Yusuke basically posted on the forums. They announced the merge for LA servers 56 as well as server 72 Chojuro. So, it's a pretty big gap. 56 to 72 is almost a 20 server difference, and they pretty much say on the 22nd of November there will be a 4-hour maintenance to prepare for the merge. And it's pretty much expected when other browser games merge. It does take about, they say usually 3 to 5 hours, but sometimes the merges are up, the servers are up and running within a very short time. But I don't think it's going to be the same case for Oasis games, so do expect it if you're on these 2 servers. No idea what other servers are going to get merged on Thursday, or if these are the only servers being merged. If they're only going to do 2 servers a week, it's going to be a bad thing because they're pumping out way too many new servers. And if they're just doing 2 servers at a time while they're releasing like 4 or 5 a week, it's still going to it's going to keep causing the same problem, and they're not really going to be prepared to fix it. So I'm not sure if they're just announcing this one now, but we still have a few days until Thursday itself. Actually, the LA server says it's being merged to 22nd, and that's Tuesday. That's actually going to be merged tomorrow. So 22nd is when it's getting merged. So maybe they're going to be doing servers like throughout the week or something like that. No idea. But I thought it would be saved for the Thursday maintenance. Okay, so there's going to be a secret or a special maintenance tomorrow for these 2 servers. And then they also say basically how the server merges are determined. So now we finally know what's going to happen. So like I said, it was supposed to be servers near you, but now you can expect at least a 20 server gap. For instance, for me, since I'm server 59 on the New York side, I can never merge with any other region. So it'll only stick to New York servers. For me, 59 would be pretty much, I could get merged between 39 all the way to 79. So that's kind of 20 server gap you should be wary of. But then they did say server merging will be done in accordance to the number of players online and power level. So they will be taking a look at the rankings, seeing how strong each servers are, at the same time looking at how active the servers are, based on how people attend events, based on how people are logged in each day, and then probably based on Great Ninja War attendance as well as how many groups are doing it. So they're taking a lot of things into account just because they don't want to merge a powerhouse server with a very weak server. Then that's pretty much going to make the very weak server quit, and they don't want that. So they kind of want to balance out the servers to bring, I guess, equal competition and at the same time bring more activity to that. It's a very good thing that they actually announced like how they're doing the merges. Another thing you have to realize is after the server merges, the logging in method will not change. So you will still log into the same server. If you're on server 56 and you're getting merged tomorrow, then you will still log on server 56. You won't be logging on server 72. So that's the thing about merges. When you merge, you always log into the same server your account is on, because your account is still technically on server 56. It's just your server is linked to server 72. Another thing is in-game you will get merge events, because every time there's a merge, there's always a special set of events that follow it just to give you more items. And when Germans had their merges, they pretty much got a Kakashi boy from the 7-day login after they merged. So you have a lot of events to look forward to. There's also like a recharge rebate or something like that. No idea if we're going to follow the same events as Germany, but there was some pretty good merge events. And you're basically getting coupons for based on how much you recharged. Another thing is if you are basically, they also say if players who do meet these following requirements will be erased from the server. So that means your account will be deleted. If you are under level 17 or under level 16, if you never recharged, and if you didn't log in the last 2 weeks. So you make sure you log in if you have an account on these 2 servers. And then they say if you only have one of them, so if you're at least over level 16, never recharged or did not log in, then your account is not going to be erased. But just make sure you log in regardless, just to be safe. But that's pretty much all the merge information we can get. It's finally starting. I can say it's going to be interesting to see who you pair up with. Let me just put up the Battle Power rankings real quick. So guys, these Battle Power rankings were updated a few days ago by Yannick. This is basically all the Oasis game servers that he goes through. The newest person that stands out is pretty much Cookie Monster from server 81, because the only person outside of the top 64 servers was Kozo Igawa on server 99. But then Cookie Monster on 81 managed to join the list at 43k power. Outside of that, use it as a reference, so you can pretty much know which servers are the strongest on the Oasis game side for now. Origiri, Notorious, and Kozo are pretty much at the top 3. Ixion has been improving. There's been a lot of, just changes in the list, pretty much because of competition in general. So these are the servers and the players you want to keep track of. I don't update the list. I have to say this every time. If you're not on the list and you have the power for it, like I said, I do not update the list. One person does it, and there is no required schedule for it. So at the time that he was updating the list, you didn't have the required power for it. But that's pretty much all I have to talk about today. I will give you guys a proper video tomorrow on Tuesday. It's just really been, hard to get back into the video groove since I kind of had a relaxing weekend, doing streams both days because I was busy Friday night as well as Saturday. So I had to do streams on Saturday as well as Sunday. But I'll get back into my video for tomorrow. Nothing really planned, so I'll just be looking through all the comments in the past few videos, see what I can do. I just want to kind of have more variety on my channel to the point where either it's just I can post something once in a while that's different, or just, bring some kind of fun Naruto Online videos until we get ourselves a new feature. But that's all I have for today. Hopefully you guys enjoyed, and the stream is up from Sunday, and then the Bleach video will be up later online. There's also some very good Bleach news for those of you who play it. But that's all for today. I'll see you guys tomorrow.